We are going to talk about the landscape of software testing. We would be talking about different type of testing, its categorization as well. So we will first start with a broad categorization of software testing types. One is functional and second is non-functional. The basis of categorization is whether something is driven by the specifications which are related to business, and if it is not related straight away to or directly to the business but they are equally important, it comes under non-functional testing. So under non-functional we will be talking about performance and security testing, but let's start and take a look at functional testing. So the first type is functional testing only, because it is to identify the application's non-conformance to the business specifications. This is mainly focused onto the UI layer of the application. Also, we specify any errors, exceptions as anomalies and report them as defects or bugs. Next is test API testing. So this is to validate the API layer of the generally web application, but it can be also desktop or thick client as well. But to validate the API part of the application, it also enables or allows us to test or start test before the development of UI completes. Nowadays, applications are talking to each other using its API capability. So this provides us that opportunity to test before the UI development completion. Next important type of functional test is to validate the database. So generally applications have database at the backend, and the validation of the data, whatever gets submitted into the database, whether it's in sync. So we also validate the table structure, its index, constraints, triggers, stored procedures as well. Next type is the localization testing. It validates the localization aspects of the application. Generally, web applications are used across the globe, right? So we need to have the proper language settings, proper time zone, or if time is shown, proper time should be shown, and also into the database, the correct timestamp should be entered corresponding to the various user actions. Also, currency related stuff are taken into the account as per the country or geographical location. Next, very important, which is the compatibility test. Nowadays, we have hundreds of different devices in which you need to test, but it's driven from the business requirements, whether the application is supported on these browsers, like iPad, or it may be some a particular Android tab, particular resolution. So those kind of stuffs are specified, and it's very important to test the compatibility of the application on different devices. We can have different browsers for web applications as well, be it Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge. So it's very important to test the compatibility of the application. Now, a lot of testing can be done, especially the tests which are repetitive. We know the proper steps, and we need to make sure after every deployment things works fine. So taking these things into considerations, we automate the tests using the scripting or some libraries which are available. So this enables human testers to focus more on the part which is newly developed and requires some exploration, investigation, talking to developers, talking to business analysts and all. So test automation acts as a companion, plus also provides us opportunity to test when teams are off, people are on leave, or it's off time, it's night time. uh, so it acts as a great companion. Also, it supplements the monitoring process for the applications after the deployment. ETL testing. So this is another form of testing, and it is important for ETL scenarios where we have movement of data from source to target, and it requires validation, which may have various transformations as well. So we need to have the ETL rules, which are kind of business specifications, and accordingly, testers create test cases and executes them. So this all comes under the functional testing type broadly. Now we will take a look at non-functional testing, which is another category. So the first testing comes under it is performance test of the application. So performance is also a differentiator for application. Nowadays, people don't want to spend uh, multiple seconds to see something coming up on their browser or onto their thick client. So performance is very very important aspect, and we need to identify the issues in the performance as compared to the technical specifications. Next is the security aspect of the application. Nowadays, with the increase in the malicious intent of attacking sites, it's very very important to make sure application doesn't have easy vulnerabilities, and security testing takes care of that. Just let you know, cybersecurity has a good amount of overlap with the software testing, and that part is taken care by the testing professionals. So with this, we have covered up the overall testing landscape. We will be talking about the individual testing types mentioned on the slide in great details. Till then, thank you very much. Bye.